Alright, what is up guys? JaretCampisi, welcome back to the channel. We're back here at Ducati Santa Barbara with the V2. I know I said this build was done, but we got some parts in that are absolutely necessary for this build, as you saw by the title. We're going to be installing some super cooling hoses today on this bike, and it's going to make a massive difference, up to 40 degrees cooler for the engine coolant, and that's a really big deal. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Sit back, relax, enjoy the video. So for those of you who missed our final episode with the V2, we estimated this build was around $47,000 to $50,000. There's the Teener Wieners. If you wanted to duplicate this build, I do believe we shaved about 46, 47 pounds off of it as well. So it probably is one of the lightest street legal Panigale V2s in the world. They're also testing out some tents here at Santa Barbara Ducati because we're going to be doing an event this weekend. So February 21st, which is Sunday, it's 2 days away from as of me filming this video, probably 1 day from when I put it up on YouTube for you guys. But yeah, February 21st, 1 o'clock Sunday, we're going to be here having demo rides. We're going to have the build series bikes. Teens is going to be partying. We'll have both of the cars here set up, and we have that whole parking lot over there for everybody to come up. I think people are going to be doing a ride up from like Malibu and stuff with Victor and his other shop, Santa Monica Moto Club, and then they're going to be all meeting here, and we're going to be doing a big event. We're going to have a food truck, stuff like that. So that's really, really cool. People have been asking me about events for literally years. So here you go. We're going to be social distancing. We're going to be using masks, and it's going to be mostly outdoors. So we're going to try and be as safe as we possibly can while we have some fun and meet up and just enjoy the love of motorcycles. I will film a video for that to show you guys how it all goes down, but let me show you what we're going to be working on today. Alright, so this is what we've got on the docket for today. Quite a bit of stuff, because these are stuff that Preston ordered from me. They're actually made by Duke & Bike, but it's some sort of different performance technology company on there. Manny was sold out, so he wasn't able to get them over to me, so Preston got these for me, but Manny actually sent me a full thing of Samco sport hoses. These will help reduce the temperatures as well. They say up to 9 degrees Fahrenheit, but these supposedly, because of these heat sinks, can reduce the temperatures up to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, which is crazy. It's about 5 degrees Celsius for everyone else in the other parts of the world. So what we're going to do is kind of combine these two, because obviously there's more hoses on the bike than just these two right here. So what we're going to do is other hoses that these don't replace, we're going to use the Samco hoses for, and then use these heat sinks and hoses for the areas that they're supposed to go on. I've never done anything like this before. We did do something similar to this on the Streetfighter, but it was just one on one side, so it wasn't quite as involved as this. So we are going to have to strip the bike completely down, take all the fairings off of it, drain the coolant and everything like that. So it's going to be pretty involved, and I'll take you guys along through the process. But the two main problems I had with this bike was the front brakes, which we solved with the the RCS 17 Brembo Master. That fixed the brake feel tremendously. And then the other thing is the heat on this bike. So we do have a Panigale heat spacers kit under here, which protects this area and under the seat, which makes a massive difference, but that's not reducing the heat of the bike, that's just keeping the heat away from your legs. This mod will help reduce the heat of the bike, and that's important because then you're going to get less heat on your legs and stuff as you're riding, and it's going to keep the temperature of the engine down as well, which will help preserve the life of the motor and things like that as well. So I think what we'll try to do maybe is once we get this installed, maybe we'll start up our bike and start up a stock bike and see how long it takes for the fans to kick on and see what the temperature of the bike sits at. You think that's something that we could do? And see if mainly these heat sinks work whenever there's air flowing over them, but you know, it's something that we can try to do and try to get an idea if it's something that we can notice. Teens also brought some baked goods for the boys, so brownies and all kinds of crazy stuff in here, tiramisu. So look at that. I wish you guys could smell this because they are incredible. I've tried all of them, so we brought them down here for the boys along with Starbucks. We need them all hopped up on caffeine when they're on camera. All right, so they got it up on the list. I'm busting ass in here, so I feel like a dick. Corey's got to, do you have to pull off all the fairings for this pretty much? Yeah. Yeah, well, this will be the last time, I promise. I know I promised you that last time, bud, but this will be the last time. Oh, I forgot to tell you, all the guys from Ducati will be here this weekend as well at the event. So if you guys want to come meet the dudes from Ducati, they will be here, which is awesome. Teens is doing God knows what. What are you doing, filming TikToks?
Yeah, watch this.
What? Okay.
It's Michael Jackson.
Oh! Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like the new thing.
Oh,
so
follow teens on TikTok, guys. There you go. So I forgot to show you guys what we did on the Streetfighter. Sometimes I'll film Patreon only videos just to give back to the patrons, because obviously they're supporting these builds. They couldn't happen without the patrons. So sometimes I give them exclusive content just for them. So a video that YouTube didn't see, we installed a super light lithium ion battery in here. It's an anti-gravity battery. It saved another 4 pounds off this bike. And then we also did bar end mirrors and grips on this bad boy. So the CRG bar end mirrors. And you can see how badass those look. So yeah, saved another 4 pounds off this bike. It's coming along. It's looking really, really nice. We have a bunch of carbon on the way right now. But yeah, don't forget, guys, you can sign up to win these bikes. Patreon.com/Campisi Customs. We're going to be giving both of these bikes away in a few short weeks. So if you want to be entered to win, head on over there right now and get signed up, because there's going to be 2 lucky mother effers who get these motorcycles. So okay, let's head back out. Actually, I wanted to show you guys, they got these paintings all hung up now. They look freaking awesome. They are all for sale as well. You can call Ducati Santa Barbara for details on that. They've got all kinds of cool paintings, you know, Nikki Hayden. They've got pictures of Carlin from his race, Pikes Peak. They have Dovey, who no longer rides for Ducati, and then they actually have a really cool little Carlin shrine over here. So that's the painting that they did of Carlin when he was doing the test prototype Streetfighter at Pikes Peak. And then they have some of his Pikes Peak trophies and world records and stuff in here. His mom actually dropped these off so that they could display. Really, really cool. I've never actually even seen these, so I've only seen photos that Carlin had shown me, but it's really cool to see the first place world record trophies and all that kind of stuff. If you guys don't know who Carlin is, you can just Google Carlin Dunne and read about stuff that he did, but he was a badass rider and a good friend, so I think it's so cool to have a tribute to him in here, and makes me really, really happy. All right, so they got fairings off the bike on this side. We believe this one goes here, and then we're trying to figure out where that one goes. I think it probably goes over here. Oh, is there anything up there? Oh, there's not. Interesting. Oh no frickin' way.
How about that?
Oh shit, dude. That's quite a bit of work, huh?
I mean, it's not bad, but I don't. How's it gonna fit? Is the question.
We're gonna have to look up some directions, I think. Yeah. Let's take a look. All right, so we pulled up photos online to verify where these go. We're on Duca Bikes site here. You can see, so the other one actually goes on the other side. That's on an 1199R that they're showing. And Corey was mentioning this too. It's more of a race bike application. So I think this one will be okay. You think we'll be able to fit this one in here and get the fairings back on still? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think this one will be okay over here. So that's good. And then what I think we're gonna do, this technically is supposed to go here. Look at the size of this thing. If it was one of these, I think we could probably make it work. But to be honest, there's no way we're gonna fit this in here, because this is a whole wiring harness basically right here. Yeah, with heat shielding and stuff. So I think what we're gonna do is just swing this out and use the Samco hoses. So we can still put the Samco hose in there and then use the Samco hose here as well, which they still dissipate about 9 degrees Fahrenheit cooler. So I believe with that on that side and then the Samco hoses on this side, that should help bring the coolant or the temperature down in the coolant. So that would be way too much modification to do that, and also you probably have to get different fairings for that too. You have to use race fairings, so I don't want to get into all that. I want this to still be a street bike and look really good, so I think that's what we're going to do. All right, so step one before we start to swap out hoses is draining the coolant. How are you going to do that?
This is the drain bolt.
Is that actually a drain bolt?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool. And it's just going to fly out. You're going to put it in the bucket? Mm-hmm. All right, very nice.
It's pressurized.
So it's gonna shoot out?
Well, it won't shoot out.
Oh!
Until I top off. Release pressure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Till you pop the top. Till John pops the top up there. Look at him. He's so excited. You love popping the top, huh? Hell yeah. Okay, go ahead, pop the top. Is he strong enough? There it is! Ah. Nothing like fresh coolant. So how often do you actually change your coolant, Corey?
For me, personally?
No, I mean like normal Ducati services.
Every 30,000.
Oh, okay, so that can stay in there for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
gotcha.
a good idea to change it every 2 years, 3 years.
Just to keep your bike running well and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Depends on your climate too and how you're.
That's true. Yeah, California, we're spoiled. It doesn't get as cold here. It doesn't get as hot.
Yeah.
You could run water wetter in these probably here. We're still going to use coolant though. We're going to use Ducati coolant. We don't do anything here that voids warranties, guys. Okay. All right, so Corey's going deep into it. Seats off. He's going to actually prop the tank up so that he can get behind the harness here a little bit easier. Is that what this is? A wiring harness, kind of? Yeah. One of the.
That's the main part of the wiring.
This is the main wiring harness. Yeah. So it's pretty intense, guys, just to do these hoses, but it's gonna be worth it. I don't know how much heat it's gonna dissipate because it's so stacked underneath that, but supposedly even the Samco lines dissipate much better heat because they're silicone instead of, what are these, rubber? Yeah. So they're gonna. Those actually have a lifetime guarantee. The Samco hoses. So they're very solid hoses. All right, tank coming off. I didn't know we'd be going this deep today, but here we are, folks. This is what we go through for you guys. I'm like, oh, just one more little mod for the V2, and here's the bike in complete pieces. All right, so Corey's going balls deep in this wiring harness over here. Everything's just coming off, basically, at this point. My gosh. It's funny, it doesn't take long to take it apart, but putting this back together, my lord. Good thing we have video footage. I guess you have pictures over there in the DDS system too. But while he's doing that, John went ahead and removed the hose over here. You can see the shitty quality of those guys. And then that's what's going to be replaced on this side. All right, so we got access to this hose over here. And you might think that it's not a big deal, but having a hose on here that's lifetime warranty from Samco is gonna make a big difference. It's definitely gonna help the radiators and the motor and stuff like that. So, and it's right next to stuff, so having that not getting as hot is gonna help keep everything cooler. Meanwhile, John just went ahead and cut one of these in half, which should give plenty of space, right, for each one?
I think so.
Yeah, so that should work. All right, so John's over here test fitting everything, and actually we got it in a spot that looks like it's gonna work. So next thing he's gonna do is add the clamps, and then...
Did you get new clamps with this?
Oh, yeah, it did come with new clamps, actually, but I believe they're exactly the same, yeah. So, yeah, that's gonna be sick. Are you putting one on top, one on bottom, or how does that work? Or is it just one clamp?
I'm gonna do one clamp, but I'm just gonna put it towards the top because I'm gonna slide it down.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, meanwhile on this side, Corey's loosening up the clamps here, and this does not look fun. He's doing a quarter turn at a time over here. Look at him, he's cramping up. We told him we need to give him a banana and some water. So we actually decided to use 2 clamps on this just because there's a little bit of space there. So tightening one down here on the pipe and then one down up here on this part. But it looks really nice actually. It is a little bit bigger than I would have liked. I don't know why they wouldn't just use one to keep that nice and fluid, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. If it's gonna keep the bike cooler, I'm all for it. All right, Corey's got the Samco hose over here, starting to fit this bad boy. Looks really nice. Damn, it's even smaller too, like in radius. So it should give a little bit more space to get it back onto. Damn, that looks sick. Samco hoses, man. So I think for you guys, if you're gonna get one of these kits for your bike, I'd probably say just go with the Samco hose, since this one's twice as much and you can really only use one of the pieces, unless you don't want to put on, if you want to get different fairings, which I wouldn't recommend. So for a V2, I would say probably just go the Samco hose kit. That would probably what I would do. But yeah, it looks freaking badass. All right, so that one's coming out. There's the other biggest one on this side, the 2 large ones. That thing is a pain in the ass, dude. Yeah, so there you go. That's getting replaced with this bad boy right here.
I don't know what this one's for.
That's a long freaking hose. Holy crap. Looks like licorice, dude.
I don't know what it's for.
And then we found another one here. This hose right here is going to get replaced by this guy. Looks like a J too, for JaretCampFit. That's my fitness website. If any of you guys want to get jacked, go to JaretCampFit.com. I'll get you jacked. I'll get you swole. I'll get you jacked like John. All right, so John got this little, what is this, the overflow reservoir one? That puppy is in there. Looks really nice. The red actually looks really sick.
Yeah, it's good accent.
I like how that's looking over there. Good work, John. And then Corey got this other big bad boy in over here. It goes all the way back into there. You can see, look at that. So these are important because those can leak, Corey was telling me, because of the plastic connector. So it's important that he gets that all the way back in there, gets the clamps down properly. That looks really nice, man. So do you like how that's sitting in there?
Yeah.
Everything good? Cool. So now we can start to put it back together. Should we put fluid in it first and start it up and make sure it works and there's no leaks? Okay, let's do that first. All right, so Corey got this all buttoned back up. Before we put the whole bike back together, we're gonna put some coolant in here and test it. So this is the high quality coolant that we had in it already. And then we're actually gonna add in some Cool, which helps it run even cooler. And they say you only want about 5% in there. So that's what we're doing right now. All right, so we filled it up with coolant. When I say we, I mean Corey. And we're just basically looking for any type of leaking or anything like that. So far, he said it looks pretty solid. He was looking back in there as well, which is a place that happens quite often. But so far, it looks like everything is holding. And then are we gonna start it up as well to let it run a little bit? Okay. All right, so we're gonna start this thing up, and I told Corey, since we're gonna compare it to a stock one, if it's warmed up at all, it's gonna screw up the numbers. So we're just gonna let it run until the fans kick on right now. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna let him start it, I'm gonna start the stopwatch, and then we're gonna compare it to the stock one. So once you turn the key and turn it on, I'll start it, and then we'll go from there. Yep. We still got our timer going here. Corey went through and looked at everything. It doesn't look like anything's leaking, which is really good because it's very common for things to leak. So it looks like we're all set there. Now it's just a matter of waiting to see how long this takes for the fans to kick on and then doing it with the stock one as well. All right, so we're at 12 minutes, 214 degrees. The fans, did they just kick on? No? The fans should kick on at 217. So if you remember, our Streetfighter, I believe, went 13 minutes before the fans kicked on. Are they on? They turned on? Okay, so stop it. So 12:19, then we can turn this off, right? Or do we want to let it on? Let it cycle a little bit? Yeah. So there you go. Took 12 minutes, 19 seconds to get to 217 degrees on our modified V2. So big part of that is obviously going to be the exhaust, the map, the filter, but then hopefully the hoses as well. You can definitely feel that, Corey? You can feel heat coming from that. Oh yeah. It's definitely radiating heat. That is super cool. And I wonder if the hoses feel hot at all. I don't know that bad. Yeah, you can feel a little bit of heat coming from those, which they're supposed to dissipate heat. Yeah. So yeah, they're doing their job too. So super cool. I think that's really awesome. I would definitely recommend, if you guys have a V2, the two best things you can do, I'll say three things. Full exhaust system will definitely help cool the bike down with the map. The heat shielding kit, which now you can see is in here, that helps keep the weight away from you, or sorry, the heat away from you. Yeah. And then the Samco hoses or the Duca bike, what are they called? Yeah, Duca bike heat sink, yeah, radiator cooler lines. So yeah, I'll have links to them in the description below for both of them. So next thing we're gonna do, they pulled out a stock V2, and we're gonna start this one up and do the same thing and see how long this one takes. All right, as soon as he starts it, I'll start the timer here. All right, here we go. And we're off. All right, so we're already at 144 degrees. It's been 4 minutes, which that happened a lot faster on this bike. I don't know what's gonna happen the rest of the time, but it definitely feels like this one's heating up faster. So we'll see. Oh, there it is, I feel it. I can feel it right now on my leg. All right, 217, finally turned the fans on, and there's a minute exactly less, or a minute. 12:19. Yeah, so this heated up a minute faster. We'll put it that way. All right, you can turn it off. So there you go. That's crazy. I could actually feel the fans kicking the heat onto my legs down there. So there you go. It definitely makes a difference. I'm not saying that that's from the hoses that we did today. I would guess it's a combination of the exhaust plus the hoses. But again, these are really, the heat sinks are made to work with air flowing over them. So just sitting here is just kind of something that we can test. Because obviously you can't really, I guess we could ride them together and get into all that, but I really don't want to be riding this bike anymore because it $50,000 if I wreck it, and I would just literally kill myself. You guys wouldn't see YouTube videos anymore. So I'm gonna let Corey do his thing. This is where we're gonna end the video for today. This bike is done. From here on out, we won't be putting anything else on it. So thank you, Preston and Manny, for getting those hoses out for me. I really appreciate that. That is the last thing I wanted to do on this bad boy. You still have time to enter to win both of this and our Streetfighter. If you want to get signed up, patreon.com/Campisi Customs. Any of the links to the parts will be in the description below. Thank you, Corey and John, for your hard work, and see you guys in the next video.